Good morrow, adventurers, and welcome to our podcast, the show that discusses all things Dungeons and Dragons, and really just other realms of fantasy. We are your co-hosts, Katie and Mandy, and we are back after a long break. We missed you, and we also just, those two of you that watch us. But
we love you.
We love you very much. But we also just miss getting together to nerd out about super serious things like how to get our husbands to romance us in Dungeons and Dragons. And creating intriguing characters in Dungeons and Dragons. So my family took a vacation to visit Katie's. We played lots of games, annoyed our long-suffering DM a lot. At least I felt like I did, and that's fine. We ate way too many Airheads.
Oh my god!
And the highlight was playing in person. Once again, even though we were still on our computers, it was just fun to be together and talk through D&D. So that's why we haven't been here, but also back to school season, recovering from vacations.
Yes.
There were 9 kids altogether, guys.
It's a lot.
The parents had, or at least the moms had, these fun fantasies of filming content and like filming a podcast together. And then by the time all the kids went to bed, I feel like we were catatonic.
Oh, we were. I was like, nobody wants to see us like that.
Nobody wants to see us. No. So most of our evenings were actually spent pretty quietly, honestly.
Yeah, it's relaxing.
Watching Stargate Atlantis, things like that.
Yes.
Still one of my, we're still watching it, by the way. Like,
oh yeah, we are too.
And like we've been watching it. We should just do that together. Honestly, we should do like a watch party or something.
We keep talking about it.
Yeah, we should just do it.
Let's do it.
We're just gonna pick a day.
Date night. Done.
It'll be fine. Jason and Chris won't get annoyed at all.
No.
Anyway,
we can never have too much of each other, so it's fine.
No, I mean, I'm sure I annoy the crap out of Chris 9 times out of 10, and I just don't care. I'm like, you're stuck with me forever. You thought leaving our place of work that we worked at would get rid of me?
No.
No, I'm still here, buddy. 5 years later.
True.
But anyway, while we were on vacation, something amazing happened in the world of fantasy. And Baldur's Gate 3 was released.
Oh, yeah.
You totally forgot what we were talking about. You were just ridiculous.
What happened?
Katie's like, oh my gosh, what did I miss? So this is even funnier by the fact that I haven't played. Jay and I don't have gaming computers or a PS5 because the man keeps knocking me up and I keep having to pay for babies. So I haven't been able to make a computer or like build a gaming computer, buy one, or I'm never buying a PS5. So that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But Katie is much cooler than me and does have a gaming PC and has played. So Katie, I hope you are ready to tell us all about it because I have major FOMO and I think that this game possibly has the like ability to have a really big impact on just Dungeons and Dragons. So I want to hear all about it.
Okay.
So I know that's a huge question. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions. So buckle up.
But hope I know the answers to them. Chris knows, like, I feel like he just knows more of everything than I do. And it feels
well, you know what? He had to. Okay. He had to be on a business trip.
That's true.
And he just couldn't.
Buddy.
Okay.
I'm ready.
First, talk to me about gameplay. So it's based on Dungeons and Dragons, kind of. I've peeked and like it's all over TikTok. So I see it every now and then. But like, how much of D&D bleeds in? Like, how much of like the table gameplay? Like, are you rolling dice? Like, what are you doing when you're playing?
Yeah. So I'd say an awful lot. Yes, you do roll dice. Not like when you're in combat, you're not physically rolling dice. You don't have like a button you click where it's like roll the dice, because that would take forever.
Also, that's lame.
Yeah, it is. And it kind of like messes up with the flow of things.
Yeah.
I think at least
combat's hard enough
in the game. Yeah. So when you're like clicking on your abilities and such, it just automatically somewhere in the realm of, Baldur's Gate 3 in the system just rolls it for you, but you don't see any roll or anything. It's just like, for instance, my character is a ranger. Go figure.
Weird. Lean your head a little bit to the side so we can see that decoration on your head. So is Chris playing a paladin? Why did I even ask?
Yes, he is. Oh, wait. Okay, wait. No, I mean, it's not really a spoiler. Okay, it's not a spoiler, but I just have to like say this really quick. So yes, he's playing a paladin, which anyone who hasn't seen, there's his paladin. Yeah. And this is the first time what we're playing, the first night. And all of a sudden, I just got a little fuzzy.
I did too.
I don't know why. Shoot. Come on, camera.
You moved your camera. It's your fault.
Is it better now?
It's a little bit better, yeah. But you are fuzzy, but your background is like, oh, it's out of focus. That's the fancy word for it.
Shoot. Focus on the face. How does this work? Oh, wait. There we go. Okay.
There it goes.
Aha.
I love that you slowly moved.
Oh my gosh, that's embarrassing. Anyway, so
buckle up. It's going to get worse.
It is. So we're playing, and then like, as you're talking to people, you have multiple options you can pick.
Yeah.
They'll say like, oh, traveler, where are you going today? Or whatever. And it has like, I don't know, they'll say like 5 different options that you can pick. And then, if you pick one, then you have like these options. So it's like endless possibilities. But at one point he's answering someone, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, you're a oath breaker. And he was like, whoa. What did I do? We had absolutely no idea what he did to have him break his oath. We had to like Google it and everything. We found out that he actually, what did he do? Oh, he killed some tieflings. They were bad.
That sounds like Chris. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Which ironic though, we're both playing tieflings.
Yeah, I actually so character creation is actually what I wanted to ask next, honestly, because that's the part like that I hear people talk about all the time.
Do you really?
Is character creation, because it's so detailed. There's so many choices. So tell me about that. Like, what was that? I have a little bit of an inkling of what you guys created, because you guys called me on the drive back from your house to be like, hey, what was this character's name from campaign 1 2 years ago? Because my mind is a steel trap of lore. That's all it's good for, though. Don't ask me about math. So tell me about that.
It's great. I'm trying to think what game. I don't know. I've referenced these games before, World of Warcraft and Guild Wars 2. I get them confused often, just because they're very similar in some ways, and like gameplay and all that. So I can't remember which one it is, or if they both now have the equal amount. They both have, or at least one of them has a very like huge selection of options you can pick when you're like customizing your character. Tons. And I guess I just forgot the name of the company that made Baldur's Gate 3.
Blizzard. No,
it starts with an L. They're Irish. Shoot.
Hold on. I'm gonna ask the Google.
I got it. Lazy on the now I'm getting the character confused. Why is it Lazale? I can't say her name correctly ever. She's a Githyanki.
Larian,
thank you, Larian Studios. I don't know if they took a little bit from this or they just created it their own or whatever, but there are tons of options for customization, from like, you've got like the tattoo page if you want tats, if you want scars, if you want like what color hair you want, what kind of hair you're gonna have, what's your hairstyle, like, let's see what else, like makeup. I gotta look at my face so I can think of what the options are.
What about races? What
skin color? Yes. The races they have.
So really, my question is, what type of elf is Mandi gonna play when she gets to play it?
They do have drow.
Yes. The best one.
Yes. They have drow. They also have high elf, which
that is my second favorite.
Another one. Yes. I made an they have high elf and they have wood elf.
Ooh, those are tied for me, actually.
They have like,
for sentimental reasons, really.
Yes, of course. I have both, because we also made so Chris and I are playing together our main campaign, but we also made 2 other ones. It's adorable.
You guys are adorable, and it's gross, but
we are. But we also made separate ones as well, so that we could just create different characters and then just make different choices. Like, for instance, I think Chris actually has 2 or 3 other characters in other campaigns that he's doing by himself on Baldur's Gate 3, which makes sense. But one of he has decided to go full bore evil, which has been hilarious to watch, because at first it was really, really hard to actively make evil choices. Because for instance, if there's kids in a town, you have to kill the kids. And that's like awful. Or like,
but like I'm not saying it's not awful. Sorry. What I was going to say is like, we've tried to play an evil campaign, and
wait, what? Oh, yes, we did.
Remember, we did like an evil one shot, and it was hard.
Yeah.
Like, I had the hardest time making evil choices.
Yeah,
and
same.
Like, my character was nuts.
Yeah, she was
crazy,
psycho.
Yeah, drow priestess, all sorts of nonsense. But anyway, all that to say, like, I understand it being hard, especially when you're at your core a good person, and I guess Chris is a good person.
Yeah.
So it's hard to make evil choices, I think. So I can get that.
Yeah, it really is. And it's really fun to like see, like, he'll tell me like, oh yeah, like in our main campaign, this place over here, they were getting attacked by so-and-so and we helped them. Well, in mine, I did not help them. I attacked with them and I slaughtered everyone. I was like, oh my gosh. But it's really interesting to see just the different choices. There's so many choices, and that's really what makes it D&D-esque, if you will.
Yeah.
Because unlike other games that you play, whether it's on the PC or, the console or whatever, there's a set limit of options and really it's very, very, I guess, linear. It's like, this is what you're gonna do. They don't give you a whole lot of wiggle room. But with this, obviously there's so many options you can pick from. It's not like endless, but it's just so much larger. It's crazy, and it's really, really cool. It really does make you feel like you are doing your own personal campaign, and like no one else is doing the same choices you're making, because there are so many. So
that's super fun.
It is. It's really fun. I really enjoy it a lot. Interjection from a child or a husband.
It was a child. She heard she heard Aunt Katie's voice and was like, I think she's looking for one of your girls, honestly. Okay, so tell me about your characters. I want to hear about them.
Yeah. So my character in the main campaign that Chris and I play is, like Mandy mentioned, her name is Raviana.
Who was one of my favorite NPCs from campaign 1, honestly.
She was great. So Raviana and Sanguinus, in the first campaign that we did, they ended up getting together and getting married, and it was adorable. We saved her from it was a slave ship.
Yeah. It was a slave ship, and then she was on a pirate. We ended up being crew members of a pirate hunting vessel. And she was there with us.
Yeah.
And then she stayed with us, and then we sent her back to our kingdom, or technically it's my kingdom now. You're just
wow.
Yeah. You get to go be like a god, basically. Okay, so I can be queen. Okay, we'll wear the crown. But anyway, okay, so you're playing Raviana, which is super fun. Do you get to be, because she was a warlock, right?
Yes. I can't remember if
I feel like she was, because she worshipped the Raven Queen, didn't her? And
yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
was she a Hexblade?
She was a Hexblade.
Okay, I don't. I'm gonna get people be like, no, you're wrong. This is where Chris would know more. I think there might be one. Let's see. Now I'm gonna Google it, because I don't actually know.
Ask the Google. The internet is there. We have the technology.
Warlock options. Baldur's Gate 3.
So is she the ranger you were talking about, or is this a different ranger?
She is a ranger. I don't remember why I chose not to go with.
Because you love rangers.
I do love rangers. I think, yeah, so you can do warlock. I think I chose not to because Chris was going paladin, and we were trying to think of things like, I guess,
that would complement each other.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I don't know why. Anyway. But yeah, so I went just like her, but as a ranger. And actually I'm doing the beast ranger, which is what I was originally going to do, or I started as with Adrena.
Yeah.
And then hated it. And it's funny because as we were first playing, I was like, I don't know if I really like this. Same thing, kind of a thing. But I was like, all right, let me actually try. Because I enjoy doing the like damage and getting all the spotlight instead of my animal, which is really low and like shallow, but here we are.
No, it is not shallow, because you know what? I maintain that the whole point of Dungeons and Dragons, sometimes, like a large portion of it, is you get to work together and tell a story. But I maintain that there are moments where you get to be the main character and like the hero in the story. And that's kind of the point, right? Like there's a reason we have, at least for me when I DM, I try to make sure everybody has an arc for their character, right? Where they're kind of the main character in that moment. And so it's not shallow. That's why we read books, Katie. Because then you get to pretend to be that person, or you get to be put in that story. That doesn't make you shallow. That makes you human, because who doesn't want to be a tiefling ranger shooting arrows into people's faces, or whatever kind of ranger you are? You know, like, who doesn't want that? Really, at the end of the day.
At the end of the day. Oh, dear journal. No, yeah, okay, fine, you're right. So that's what I'm playing. I also actually just switched from a longbow to 2 crossbows, and it is amazing. I'm doing so much damage. I'm actually doing more damage than Chris is, and that makes me very happy.
That makes me really happy, and I need you to start keeping a tally.
Oh, I will. I'm just like, one shot. It's fabulous.
I want there to be a tally, and then it should be brought up in every D&D game.
Done.
I want to hear about it. Okay, so did you have like any strategy for character creation? So you first went in to create Raviana. I'm sure that was more of a learning experience, right? Right. Of like, this is what I can do. So for your other characters, did you have like a strategy that you were employing?
I guess for like character creation for my other character, I can't actually remember what I named her. It might just be Adrena.
You named her Mandi.
That's it.
Yep. No, please don't do that. Nobody do that.
But for her, my strategy absolutely was being Adrena.
Okay.
But
who was OP anyway, so that makes sense.
Yeah. At least what she looks like.
Okay.
But so I made her look like Adrena / like me, because that's what I tried to do with Adrena anyway.
Yeah.
And so I went and doing that, she's the wood elf, yada, yada, yada. You also have, this isn't a spoiler, but you make like a companion. So like after you have customized and created your character and all of that, then it, like your companion person pops up, and it is a little confusing because they don't tell you what it is. It's
what
just
it
like,
is.
Here's your companion. And you're like, oh, okay. Are they going to be with me the whole time or something? And you find out later on, like what that individual is, but it is a little confusing. So like, I made mine, Chris made his, and then we're like, this has been like the 5th day we've played and we've never seen this person. What the heck? Should we break?
So was yours not your twin sister Ariadne? Because that's upsetting.
Okay, so now I need to like remember. I've only done my other campaign once because we're always playing together.
Which is adorable, honestly. Is Chris there?
I keep gesturing and I
was like, I thought he was still on a business trip.
I literally just thought the same thing. I was like, why am I gesturing?
I was like, is he there? Because I've sent him emails.
Answer me, gosh dang it. No.
Yeah.
No, I'm just used to him like always being there. Anyway.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, that was my plan with her.
Okay. So I have to ask, because there seems to be like, from what I'm seeing, there's like really interesting NPCs that'll pop up, and some of them seem to be like not necessarily main characters, but they're like a part of the story.
Yes.
So do you have a favorite NPC that you've ran into? Because I don't know what this character is, but there's a vampire NPC who's just like taken over my TikTok. And it's so like annoying God. Because I don't know who this person is. And like, why is he cute? Number one.
Yes.
Number two, I really want to play this game just so I know what's happening in my, like, what's going on. So
because like everyone's really good not to like give spoilers, but you're like, I need to know.
Yes, okay. It's a real problem for me. So who's that? Talking about give me your favorite NPC.
Okay. So Asterion.
Okay.
With the white hair that you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. So Asterion, yes, he's the vampire. And as you play, you get like a camp that you have. You have to take long rest, things like that. And you have some main people that join you in your quest, and he is the main person that joins you in your quest. I guess we'll put like, potential spoilers, because I don't know if someone would consider this a spoiler. Like, I mean, it's in the first
okay, but here's the deal,
30
guys.
minutes.
Like, if you find this spoilery, fast forward. I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
just we'll do like a ting, or I don't know. We'll figure that out.
Hold on, I got it. Spoilers. Yeah, and then yeah.
So yes, Asterion is one that joins your group, and you can pick. You can have 4 people that go out with you doing like adventuring, fighting, etc. But
okay, so kind of like having a sidekick character,
yes,
like NPC that goes along with you.
Yes.
Okay.
And when you're combating, you control them.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
So that's really fun. And it's interesting also is so each of those sidekicks have, their own class, but you can re-customize their class and just completely change their class.
Oh, wow.
For combat, but they will still be their class, like as far as the storyline goes.
Okay, so like if they're a bard in the story, they're going to
Mm-hmm.
stay a bard, but you could like change him to a rogue or something, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Chris has done that a couple times, and we've swapped people out, but it does take a little bit of time because you have to, change the whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle. But
the class informs so much of what you do.
It does.
Crazy.
It's crazy. So yes, Asterion, he's one of my favorites. We just took him with us adventuring because we needed someone, he's a rogue. And holy crap, he's really good at roguing. Makes sense. And we were also in the Underdark. But he is so funny. I adore him because he's so sarcastic, and I just adore him. And he's also like very chaotic. I don't know if I consider him chaotic evil. I don't think he's chaotic. I don't know. Maybe he might be chaotic evil or like chaotic neutral, but like he just, no pun intended, he kills me. I just adore him. Chris is not a big fan of Asterion. I don't really know why. Probably because he tried to like suck his blood. But
I mean, it seems like a fair reason to not like someone.
It's true. My favorite, so we're probably, Chris and I feel like you would be the same way, and Jay, we're trying to, look under every single stone, make sure we don't miss anything before we move on to like the next part of the gameplay. And I think that there's like 3 acts, and we're still in Act 1. We're almost to Act 2, but because of that, like we're leveling faster, I guess.
Okay.
With like the areas that we're at. But so I say this because there are probably going to be other people that join the camps that we haven't met yet. So of the people that are like in camp, my all-time that we've met, my all-time favorite, probably Karlach. I adore her. Apparently so does like the entire internet.
Wait, is she like a reddish?
Yes, she's a tiefling. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I have seen her, but Asterion is all over TikTok. So
yes, of course. I mean, I do adore that man. I love Karlach because Chris told me, he was like, I really love Karlach because she reminds me of Aelvid. And she is very much so. She's very abrasive and brash and just says what she thinks. Yeah, I adore her. She's fabulous. Let's see. She did romance Christopher. I was so mad.
How did you feel about that?
This is a very weird feeling to be in.
I am mad and jealous of this computer program.
So stupid. Oh my gosh. Like, okay, I have to say this. You do have the option when you're first setting up your character and everything. I'm sure you've noticed this on TikTok. There is romance in Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. Like, I have picked up on that.
There you have like 3 settings you can pick from. One is just like literally everything from what I've heard, like including genitalia.
That feel like, you know what? Some things should just be mysteries.
Exactly.
For Mandy.
No,
Mandy's
I agree.
case, some things should just be mysteries.
Yeah. Like I'm good. I don't need to see that.
I don't need to customize my like now I'm sitting here thinking, should I have thought through that for my D&D characters? No. Like,
well, I don't, you know what? I don't know if you can customize that or not, or if that's, but like there are sex scenes and you will see genitalia if you click that.
right.
Or you can click, you still have the sex scenes, but like you don't see genitalia, but you still have the sex scenes. Or you can click none and you don't get any of that at all. It's just like people, you know, they're still going to flirt with you and you can pick whether or not you flirt back. And then I guess what happens, because like on his, my gosh, he's not over there, Caitlin.
He's not here.
He's
Katie.
not here. Oh, get heck. And his other character, the evil one, he's romanced like everybody. And
Hilarious.
It's so funny. But so for anyone who's curious, like because we have clicked the option not to see anything, it like they kiss and then the scene like blacks out and then, you know, it's the next day. So
I'm
for
cool
anyone like, right, for anyone who's not interested in seeing any of that stuff on, you know, a game, or if you have kids, you can click that and then you don't have to worry about it.
That was actually going to be a question of mine, because like Jason and I have talked about this game. I'm probably going to buy him his Christmas present early. Spoiler alert, Jason already knows this, but he's getting a gaming PC for Christmas.
Oh, fun.
And we're probably going to buy it early because he just really wants to play. And, you know, I have to keep the stay-at-home husband happy because
it's vital.
You know, it's vital.
Chris comes home and throws chocolate at me, and like occasionally it's fine.
And occasionally it's okay. So we're probably gonna do that because and you know, sometimes like the only video game I play consistently is Sims, and that's not because I'm too cool for other games. It's legitimately I just haven't. There hasn't been a game where I've been like, I really want to play that. Mm-hmm. This game is one of those, so I might jump in, but our kids will play that game and they've gotten used to like coming in and watching us play. And that's one of the things that I was like, ooh, yeah, you know, because as a mom, maybe I'm a little conservative and I know you are too, but like my kids don't even watch, like they watch Bluey, like 10-year-old, you know, like
you want to keep them like
a kid,
young and innocent and a child, yeah,
you know. But anyway, okay, so I have 2 more questions that I want to get to.
Okay.
So this game is based in the Forgotten Realms world, right, and we've had the privilege of playing 2 D&D campaigns based in that world.
Yes.
And I know a lot of what we played was homebrew in that world, but we visited Baldur's Gate.
We did.
Times. So I'm curious, what's it like to see like Faerun and Forgotten Realms kind of come to life in a different way? Is there anything that was like, oh, that's not how I pictured it, or something like that?
So we haven't actually gotten to Baldur's Gate yet.
Oh, I'm sure you haven't. I'm more meaning like Forgotten Realms or like different races, things like that. Is it like,
I guess it's pretty close to what I imagined. I mean, like,
yeah.
Let me think. Like, for instance, the Underdark, it's actually bigger than what I imagined. And, you know, obviously it can be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
But for me, I always picture the Underdark like these tunnels. And I don't know why, but just like these massive like earthworm tunnels, like everywhere you went. But the way they have it in here, it's just like these huge caverns, like everywhere you go. And so I really like that. The Underdark's really, really cool.
This is why Drow are so cool.
They are really, really neat. For instance, and I know we're short on time, but like the Dwagar, my gosh, they have this huge area. It is so cool, Mandy. Like, it's huge. They have some pretty cool things as far as like above the surface goes. I don't think about that song, Under the Surface. It's a good movie. There's some beautiful, beautiful places. We just made it to this new section where it's actually shoot, I always get his name confused with our brother in the first game. Lysander. Lythander.
Lythander's our baby brother.
Thank you. Lathander, thank you.
Morning Lord.
He, the one that my last character worshipped, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
But this whole area where he, like, his clerics of Lathander and everything, and it is gorgeous. It is really cool. Like the statues, the huge statues and everything, like, I don't know, it's really cool to see, and it does like match up to at least some of like what I imagined. So I think they did a really, really great job with it.
Yeah, I was reading a review of the game and somebody said, forgive me, I can't remember who it is, so please don't yell at me. I didn't say this. I just can't remember who said it. Was that this game is so successful because the developers obsessed over like something that only 0.00001% of people would know. And it's these little Easter eggs in the Forgotten Realms, right?
Yeah.
And stuff like that is what makes me want to play this game because I love Forgotten Realms. This year I've read a stupid amount of Forgotten Realms books. Half of that shelf, like right there, is just all Forgotten Realms. And it's so fun to see like worlds that you love come to life in different ways.
Yeah.
With that in mind, so in a minute or less,
okay,
which is hard for us, what do you think the impact of this game is going to be, specifically on D&D or just tabletop RPGs in general?
Minute or less. I think it's going to, and it's already been said, you can see it on Instagram or anywhere on the internet, it has already impacted the way that a lot of DMs play. I know a lot of DMs have said like, oh my gosh, I need to like kick up my game or something because they feel a little insecure. And just because of how much is out there and how much I think players expect now, if they haven't had that before. I have heard some DMs say that. I do think it's potentially a good thing to help like push everyone, not just DMs, but like players, like how we make our choices. Or we've been playing and oh my gosh, he's not there. He's not here. How like
Chris ever doubts you missed him, just point him to this podcast. Anyway.
Okay, I'll keep it short. But like we'll be playing and I'll tell Chris like, oh, I should do this in game. Like, why don't I do this when we're playing? Why don't I act this way? Or why don't I act this part out or whatever? I think it's really gotten everyone really excited about the possibilities and the options and just bringing it to life. So I think that it's going to have a really good impact.
I love that. And, like, as you were talking, I was thinking about like your statement about how you make choices, like when you're talking to someone, and then there's more choices that come up. And it made me think of how, like, sometimes, at least for me, when I'm playing, I forget that my choices are going to inform stuff that's going to happen later.
It's right. Bad.
It gets, especially for some reason, I'm more on my game in like less important moments as a player, and then in important moments, I'm like, oh, and I don't know what I'm doing. But no, I just kept thinking about that, and I think that hopefully, myself included, right, more players start to get really more engrossed in it and start looking at it and be like, oh, I can be this character and I can connect and do all these things. It's important to play this game because that's what makes it fun, right? Like, it's fun for me to see you become Aelvid, right? Because all of Aelvid's good things, that is you. You are that person. And it's fun for me to see that come across in a different way because Aelvid is so different from your other characters. So it's fun when I see other players or people I DM for kind of lean into who their character is and find more ways for them to grow. And it's exciting for me to hear that you think that's going to be an impact of the game. It's going to be fun. Well, I think that wraps up this discussion. I'm going to go buy a gaming computer. Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. Katie, like I just said, has me convinced that I need to buy a gaming PC or build one because I'm going to have major FOMO. My kids don't need Christmas presents, right? It's fine. So have you guys played Baldur's Gate? Tell us about it. What's your character's name or characters? What's their race? Is there a specific NPC that you love? Are you also an Asterian girly? Please tell me about it. As always, we're so glad you're here. Thanks for listening. Well met, friends, and we'll see you on the morrow. Bye. See you next week.